Back now on Triad today with James Best. He's back now with a very lovely lady who happens to be his wife, Dorothy Best. And what we're going to talk about, among other things, why am I holding this painting up? Because aside from being a great actor and a musician and an author, James Best is a fantastic painter. And we can see that right now. And I'm going to place this down very carefully and put it over to Dorothy because we're going to put some digital images up in just a minute as we go through this. But a lot of people didn't realize that you're such a great painter. When did you take that up?
Actually, I took it up when I was in high school. And the only reason I took it up then was because there was pretty girls in there, you know, very few guys. And the teacher found out that I liked the girls better than the painting. Threw me out, and years later, I sold one of my paintings to that art teacher. I said, yes!
Well, my dad was a painter, rest his soul, and I didn't inherit any of that talent, not one single bit.
You know, I'll bet you did. You see, the good Lord does not give you a limitation.
Well, I think he did here, but anyway. But we're gonna show. I think we've been showing some images of the art anyway. But I just think that's great that you're doing that. And before, we'll give these at the end of the segment. But just as a way of people knowing, I believe if they go to www.jamesbestart.com, Dorothy, can they or can they not buy prints or something?
You can buy prints and you can buy originals on jamesbestart.com.
Now, people forget, I mean, I mentioned he's also an author, of course, you know, Roscoe P. Coltrane of Dukes of Hazzard, the role he's perhaps best known from. Of course, I know him from all sorts of Westerns. Here's a book you want to get to, and we'll give you a website where you can go to that, his own website, or Amazon.com. It's called Best in Hollywood. But since Dorothy's here and was good enough to help bring us some artwork to show, let me ask, Dorothy, how did the two of you meet?
Oh, actually through a friend out in Los Angeles, we met, and it's a long history here because when we first met, I was barely out of high school, and he was teaching film acting.
Yeah, that's right.
I had been a child actress. But now I was trying to transition into being an adult actress, so I went and I studied some film acting from him.
I thought you were going to say you transitioned 19. Into being an adulteress, but I didn't.
No.
Now you were in the Frank Sinatra movie.
I wasn't in the movie. I did the Frank Sinatra special where they did High Hopes. I was one of the High Hopes kids.
And then my buddy, you were worked with my buddy Jerry Mathers and Tony Down, Leave It to Beaver.
And Leave It to Beaver. For a couple of years, I did several. You know, sometimes you had dialogue, sometimes you didn't. Right. Sometimes you were in a school scene, but it was really fun. I was about 9 years old, and.
So when did you know you were in love with this guy?
Well, see, we met when I was 19.
She first saw me.
we met when I was 19. We started dating when I was 29, and we got married when I was 38.
James, I don't mean to be butt in, but that's a 10-year gap.
Well, you know something? That's true.
Well, no,
we used to walk around together. They thought I was a pedophile. She looked so young, but you know something? It's a blessing. I kept telling her I'm too old for you, and we just fell madly in love. So I said,
and we've been together 35 years.
Oh, what a great love story. Let's talk about Best Friend Films very quickly. Give a plug for that. Why did you start that film company?
Actually, because I was sick of what's coming out of Hollywood. I believe that there is a tremendous market for people who want to see something that when they come out of the theater, they have not been embarrassed by bad acting, bad scripts, too much sexual innuendos.
A lot of violence.
And too much violence.
You even made the quote, I think, in the book. I was reading it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you said that one of our big exports in this country is film. We send film
It's
out.
our biggest export.
Yeah. And you felt that because of the kind of film that we're going out of here and leaving this country, that other nations see Americans as being violent and troubled.
Absolutely. You know.
Interesting.
If they turn on the average television show now, you know, it's totally dope. Violence,
it's people behaving badly.
Yeah. You didn't call me a total dope, did you? You didn't just say I was a total dope, did you? Now, the sci-fi thriller you were in 1959, The Killer Shrews, which was a low-budget sort of cult film, but now you're resurrecting that, right?
Absolutely.
As a director?
The return of The Killer Shrews.
You know, I did it as a favor of the original, because Ken Curtis, who did Festus on Gunsmoke, wanted me to do a movie he was going to produce, and we're going to shoot it in Texas. I said, what kind of budget are we talking about? He said, 15 cents. So we put rugs on the dogs for the killer shrews.
Yeah, and big fake teeth.
And big fake teeth. And it it became a cult film. It was so bad that the world loved it. They even colorized it. So when we formed our movie company, we said, hey, if everybody's going to make money on it, we'll make one good one, because we got the very finest cameras, the red cameras with the ultra fine.
Have you finished production? Or
Oh,
no? You're
yes,
still,
yes.
Oh, yeah, we
We're
put John
now we're
Snyder
just
in
selling.
it.
John Snyder's in there.
Yeah.
We put Rick Hurst, my deputy, my lug nut.
From Dukes.
Yep, a dipstick deputy, and myself, and a wonderful cast.
We have Bruce Davison.
Yeah, that's
Bruce
right.
That's going to be
Davidson,
great.
Dick
I want to hear,
Willard.
when that comes out, I want you to come back and we'll talk about it. Here's the websites I promised everybody I would put up again. jamesbestart.com for the artwork. You can buy prints of that. jamesbest.com is the general website. Best Friends Films. Bestfriendfilms.com is another one. And please get this book. He didn't ask me to plug this. I'm telling you to get it. This is a great read. Best in Hollywood by James Best. And what a great pair. What a great love story. Dorothy and James Best. Thanks for being. Don't be strangers to the show, will you?
Yeah.
All right. We'll bring him back next as soon as we can get him. He's so busy all the time. We'll be right back.